Good morning, Naaman Forest.
Today is Thursday, January 19th.
And welcome to this edition of Naaman News. I'm Marcus Russell.
And I'm Taylor Haddon.
We got a couple announcements for you guys today. First, we got Ryan with Braden, one of the soccer players, talking soccer.
Good morning, Rangers. I'm here with Braden Krakowski. How are you doing today?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good. On Tuesday night, y'all played Berkner. You had a 6-1 victory. In that game, you had 2 goals and 1 assist. What would you attribute to your performance that night?
I would say we didn't play so well in the first half, but Coach Glosson took us in the locker room, gave us a good pep talk, came out in the second half, scored 5 goals in 12 minutes. Of course, my teammates played well, and that's why I took the victory 6-1.
Okay. Well, right now, y'all currently have a 7-1 record. You ranked 32nd in the state of Texas and 287th in the country. So with that going, how are you feeling about this team this year?
Well, rankings really don't matter. We just got to keep playing well, have a positive attitude, and go out like it's a battle every day.
Okay. Well, last year, obviously, it was a tough ending, but you had a 13-1 district record, and you reached the 4th round of the playoffs. So, in your eyes, what will be the key in it possibly exceeding that success this year?
We just got to work 2 times harder than last year because everyone's going to be out for us. Just got to have a positive attitude and play well.
Okay. And obviously for you, you're a senior. It's your third year on varsity. How would you say playing soccer at Naaman Forest has impacted your life?
Coach Ferris has done a wonderful job with this program. It's made me love soccer even more, and I hope I play college soccer soon.
Okay. Well, Rangers come out tomorrow night. The men's soccer team is going to be playing Newman Smith here at Naaman at 7:15. So, Braden, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We'll go back to Marcus and Taylor.
Thanks, Ryan and Braden. And today we have part 1 of our special sports segment with Mr. Hampton.
Good morning, Naaman Forest High School. Today, we're here to talk to you about sports. I'm Mr. Hampton. I got Coach Sedberry, our head football coach, Coach Bland, offensive coordinator for the football team, and Officer Guthrie, one of our SROs. We're here to talk to you about several topics in sports, and we're going to start with probably the most pressing topic, the Dallas Cowboys. As most of you already know, the season ended in an unfortunate, dramatic way on Sunday evening. So my first question that we're going to put out to the guys is, was the Cowboys this season a success or a failure?
Well, if you're going to ask me, I'm going to tell you I think it was a success. Anytime you have the NFL Rookie of the Year running the football, you got a 4th-round rookie quarterback that makes it all the way to the playoffs and gets a first-round bye, that's a success in my book.
You know, I have to agree. If you go back to the beginning of the year and you say we're going to go out there and, take Tony Romo off the field and your backup quarterback's hurt, we're going to really throw in the 3rd-string quarterback and see what happens. If you told me at the beginning of the year that, hey, you guys can make a wild card spot possible and sneak in with a rookie quarterback, rookie running back, I say I'll take it. But we end up being the number 1 seed and winning the most games in the NFL, and I think you have to consider that a success. You have your quarterback of the future and your running back of the future.
But you didn't win the one that counted. See, you sound just like Cowboy fans. I have to say the season for Cowboy fans, they think it's a success. But, I mean, no way. They're NFL athletes. They're paid millions of dollars to perform, whether they're a rookie or a veteran or not. To me, it's a failure because ultimately, if you're an NFL team, you should be trying to win Super Bowls. And it didn't happen. Everybody's all impressed with the rookies. They were fun to watch. I'm not going to deny that. But it's the Cowboys. They always let you down. So how can you say it was a success? Just because they have the best record? What did they do with it? They lost in the first playoff game that they played this year.
But I think even in failure, you can grow as a person, as a team, and everything else. So I think this was a huge learning experience, especially for Dak Prescott. To go in there and be hanging in that game all the way up to the last 30 seconds. I mean, he brought that team back from an 18-point deficit as a rookie. I think he learned more this year than probably any quarterback has over the course of a year, because usually rookie quarterbacks don't come in with a great offensive line, a great running back, and he can sit back there and just kind of quarterback the team. So I think even in life in general, when you fail, if you're not learning something out of your failures, then you're not going to move yourself forward. And I think the experience he got was so much that next year you better watch out.
And the adversity that he had to deal with.
Right.
I mean, you look at the position they were in, and when he threw the interception on the quick screen, the way he responded was just tremendous.
Absolutely.
You didn't see the guy, a rookie like you would normally expect, fold under that situation. Not only did he not fold, he put these guys in a position to win the game. They were in a position to win the game.
But some of that comes down to coaching too, right? I mean, there were some coaching mistakes in that.
I definitely agree with some coaching
there's some
mistakes.
things they have to work on.
But it's
on
the
that.
Cowboys. What else do we expect?
Here's the thing. They went against the hottest quarterback in the NFL in recent history, not just this season. And Aaron Rodgers handled his business. Had they been able to play anybody else, probably in their first round game, they would have won. But they just happened to go up against a guy that right now is going to be very difficult to beat. So that leads us into our next topic. Out of the 4 teams that remain in the playoffs, the Atlanta Falcons with Matt Ryan, New England Patriots with Tom Brady, Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger. If you were starting your own team today, fellas, which one of those 4 quarterbacks would you take?
Man, that's a tough choice because you got some awesome quarterbacks on there. You got Tom Brady, who's kind of the cool hand Luke, but Aaron Rodgers is the hot hand. So right now, I probably have to go with Aaron Rodgers because he's lighting it up.
I think what we're seeing from Aaron Rodgers right now, I don't know that I've seen anything quite like it with my own eyes. To be able to go out there and play the way that they're playing without a true running game. They've had no running back since the beginning, I guess, 3/4 of the season. And to be able to go out there and NFL defenses, knowing that you are not going to run the football with any kind of efficiency, and to be able to go out there and do what you do, and it's amazing to me.
And those throws he's making are ridiculous.
The Cowboys make anybody look good. I mean, I got to ride with Tom Brady. I mean, week in, week out. I mean, he's just as incredible. I'm impressed with what Aaron Rodgers has done. You know, I don't think Matt Ryan's really in the conversation yet. Big Ben, we know, he does what he does. But to me, it's a two-horse race between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. But I would take Tom Brady every day, all day, just because he's proven. I think he's played with less year in, year out, and does more. I do think Aaron Rodgers is having an unbelievable season, but I also say you have to look at the competition. And once again, once you throw the Cowboys in there, I mean, they make everybody.
Well, if we're going to look at the competition, let's look at the quarterbacks that Brady's going head-to-head with in the AFC East week in, week out. How many can you name?
Well, hold on. Time out. If we're going to talk about that, then let's talk about who's winning Super Bowls right now.
So you're changing the subject.
No, not changing the subject. But I mean, what are we actually saying? Are we talking about? I mean, are you?
No, I'm giving Tom Brady and Bill Belichick all the credit in the world, but I'm just.
So you're throwing a coach in there now?
Absolutely, they're a combo.
But we're talking about quarterbacks, not coaches.
Okay.
Because I mean, are we saying the coach makes the quarterback?
I say you look at those two guys. Nobody has been a combination along those lines, quarterback and coach, that have been that successful together. And I think they're a package deal, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I don't think Tom Brady would be that successful without Belichick. I don't think Belichick would be that successful without Tom Brady. I think they go hand in hand.
Mr. Hampton, who do you think is the best?
If I were to pick one of the quarterbacks, I'm actually going to go against both of what these guys are saying. I'm going to go with Big Ben Roethlisberger from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Every week and every year, he's proven champion. And I know that the thought is that the Pittsburgh Steelers have a top defense, but they don't. They have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. But Ben Roethlisberger has them in games to win them every single week. And he's done this without his star running back. He's done this without his star receivers. He's made stars out of receivers of guys that you wouldn't probably know otherwise. So he's the most impressive quarterback of those to me. Besides, I just can't stand Tom Brady.
I'll agree with you on that one.
Okay, which leads us into our next topic, the NFL MVP race. And Tom Brady's probably at the front of that race, but we also have other candidates, including Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Ezekiel Elliott of the Cowboys, and Derek Carr of the Raiders. Now, remember, when we're talking about the MVP, we're talking about this season only, not necessarily their legacy, what they've done throughout their career. So, fellas, if it's your choice, who's this year's NFL MVP?
That's a tough choice because you got, look what the Raiders were doing before Carr went out. And once he went out, I mean, they just fell off a cliff. So Carr's right up at the top of my list. Of course, with the Cowboys and Elliott, how far would they have gotten without that running game? He's the top running back in the NFL. He's a rookie. And I'm a homer, so I'm going to go with Elliott.
Decision to me, I think pretty much any year Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers could be MVP, and there's not much of an argument. But going back to what Officer Guthrie said, just kind of looking at what happened to the Raiders when Carr went out, and then knowing the effect that Ezekiel Elliott, a lot of people question taking a running back fourth overall, but I think that he proved that was a wise decision. So it would be hard to go against those guys. But after seeing what I saw last week and how hot he's been down the stretch to win as many games in a row as they have, and once again going back to not having a running game, being able to make the players around you better this year, I'm going to have to crown Aaron Rodgers. There's no other way I can go.
We know who Coach Sedbear is not choosing, but Coach Sedbear, who are you choosing?
Well, I actually had narrowed it down between Aaron Rodgers and Ezekiel Elliott. I am impressed. Obviously quarterbacks, they touch the ball every play. So, you have to kind of look at it without the blinders on who's the best quarterback in the league. But, when you start talking about the MVP, which is most valuable player, I think you got to look at Aaron Rodgers and Zeke. The Cowboys didn't hand Zeke the ball the other night. It cost him. So to me, that's a direct reflection on what he means to the team. You go back to their last game versus the Eagles, and he didn't play. They weren't even in the ball game. So I think that he really had an impact on the team more than people realize. But as Coach Bland just said, I think it's hard to go against Aaron Rodgers considering they moved a receiver back to running back. He doesn't have a true back, and they're still playing. You look at the Houdini move he made at the last play of the game to put their team in field goal position to win. And he predicted that they would still be playing and that they were going to, win out and do the things he's done. And he's cashing in on those things. So I just think you got to crown Aaron Rodgers as well.
Yeah, looking at the candidates, it's hard to go against Aaron Rodgers because he is the Green Bay Packers. I mean, if you look at them, they don't have much by the way of the defense, the special teams unit, or offensive weapons as far as game breakers are concerned. And receiver wasn't even playing, and you would have never known. As an excellent player. But I'm going to have to go ahead and give it to Ezekiel Elliott, and here's why. Ezekiel Elliott makes everybody on the Cowboys better. He makes the defense better because they get to sit down and rest in between times having to be on the field because they run the ball so much. 6, 7, 8-minute drives makes the defense better just by the simple fact they're not as tired by the end of the game. He also helps Dak Prescott out a lot by, one, taking the focus off of Dak Prescott in the passing game. Two, when Dak Prescott is dropping back to pass, there's probably not a better blocking running back in the NFL. That guy would throw his hat in the ring. He has no fear whatsoever, and he takes on all comers, and he actually holds up very, very well in pass coverage. So because of those things, and additionally, he catches the ball some. They didn't throw the ball to him a lot, but he didn't show that he was incapable of catching the ball. They just had a third down back they would like to put on the field to get him in the game in their different packages. But Ezekiel Elliott is complete. He makes everybody better on the football team because he's a member of the football team. So for me, a 13-3 team, best player, affected everything, MVP. So that's Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that part 1 of the sports segment. Tune in tomorrow for part 2. That's all the announcements we have for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Marcus Russell.
And I'm Taylor Haddon.
And we'll see you guys next time.